Hey crypto friends, this is going to be video number 13 out of my crypto trading for beginners series, and today I will be talking about how to avoid emotions while trading in the crypto market, because your emotions can make you lose all kinds of money while trading, and we do not want that to be happening to you. All right. But before we actually dive into the video, for those of you who are looking for a solid exchange to trade crypto futures on and would like to try out the same exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange here, and you can find a link to it in the description below this video. All right, guys. So one of the biggest challenges that beginners typically face in crypto trading isn't learning charts or indicators. All right. Instead, it's learning how to control their emotions. It's all about psychology. If you end up letting fear or greed take control, you will easily end up making piss poor decisions that will absolutely destroy your trading account. Trust me, I know this, all right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to break down the most common emotional traps that beginner traders tend to get into and how to avoid them so that you can trade with a clear and disciplined mindset instead, all right? So, the first emotional trap is going to be FOMO, or fear of missing out, all right? What usually happens here is you see a coin pumping and you end up jumping in very, very late, all right? And usually you end up buying the top, all right? You end up buying the top of the trend, and what you're really doing here is you're simply reacting to hype rather than logic, all right? Which usually ends up in losses, okay? But you can avoid this by reminding yourself that there will always be another opportunity. All right. This is crypto. It's open 24/7. There will always, always, always be more opportunities. And you should only be entering trades that fit your personal trading strategy and not because Twitter or Telegram or some random ass influencer told you so. All right. Now, the next emotional trap here is going to be fear of losing money. Okay. And we get it. But that what happens here is you end up panic selling at the first sign of a red candle, even if your trading setup still looks good overall. And then what happens here is fear makes you end up selling your position way, way, way too early, right before the coin ends up bouncing and going to higher highs. And a good way to avoid this is to simply set stop loss orders in advance so that you know your overall maximum risk and accept that small controlled losses are all part of trading. All right. There's not a single successful trader in the entire world that does not lose money from time to time. All right. Now, the next emotional trap that I've got for you guys is going to be revenge trading. This is something that a lot of beginners do too. What happens here is after you end up taking a loss on a trade, you immediately open another random trade just to try to win back what you ended up losing in the previous trade. And these types of trades are insanely emotional, all right? They're insanely emotional and not strategic one bit. And 9 times out of 10, they end up leading to even larger losses. So, instead of revenge trading, what you want to be doing is you want to take a break after a loss, step away from the screen, and only come back when your head is clear again. All right? Now, the last emotional trap that I've got for you guys is going to be greed, okay? Which is where you're basically in profit on a trade, but instead of taking your profits and getting out, you end up holding on way, way, way too long, hoping that the coin's going to go up another 3% or another 5%, whatever. But what ends up usually happening here is the coin ends up dropping and you end up losing out on most of your profits. This is personally why I have a specific system set for myself for taking profits at 15%, give or take. Because with my personal strategy and the way that I trade and the amount that I trade with on a daily basis, 15% is a very good and easy number for me to make on a daily basis. All right. And I never get greedy. I never get greedy and try for more in my positions. So what you want to be doing here is you want to take profit either in stages or you want to set a daily profit target goal and always get out at that goal. So you want to set it to set it to a small amount. Set it to a small amount to start out with, and then as you become more consistent with it, you can gradually raise that amount higher and higher and higher. All right. Now, again, the reason why 15% per day works very well for me is because my trading capital and my trading account is very, very large. All right. Therefore, when I'm making 15% every single day, 15% equals out to roughly around $1,500 in profits for me every single day. So that's why 15% works very, very well for me. If if I get out of a trade at 15% and it ends up going up another 40% or something like that, I do not care, all right? I do not care one bit. And the simple reason why is because I'm very, very happy and I'm insanely happy that I ended up hitting my daily profit goal of 15%. And that is a big, big win for me. So, guys, overall, trading isn't just about strategy, it is also about psychology, hands down, all right? And if you end up letting your emotions run the show, you will absolutely end up making super bad impulsive mistakes. But if you trade with discipline and a clear plan, you will eventually end up giving yourself a real chance to succeed, all right? Now, in the next part of this 17 video beginner series, I will be talking about basic trading logs, why they're important, if you're a serious trader or someone who wants to be a serious trader, and how to make a super basic trading log as well, all right? But before I go ahead and wrap up this video, if you guys are serious about learning more and you have not already joined, then I would like to go ahead and invite you to my premium crypto trading education Discord server, where you can do things like ask me questions, you can get one-on-one help with me whenever you need it, you can see how I trade in real time, and you can get even more in-depth knowledge on crypto trading in general. And you can find the link to join that server in the description below this video. Outside of that, though, guys, if you guys enjoyed this one and you feel like you got some pretty decent value out of it, please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below this video to help me out. And with that said, for those of you guys who stuck around and watched this entire video throughout the whole thing, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you guys in my future videos.